Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Get all your latest professional wrestling news and updates. AEW, Impact Wrestling, WWE, NXT, live viewing parties with eWrestling News fans. Don't miss out. Go to eWrestlingNews.com today. The best damn wrestling site on the planet. I've been watching wrestling for over 30 years. Professional wrestling is in my blood. Inside this box, there are thousands of professional wrestling cards. So many legends and superstars have come and passed, while some still have a long ways to go. These cards are a true testament of time for every bit of blood, sweat, and tears. Today, we're traveling back over 30 years to 1990 World Wrestling Federation of WrestleMania Classic Card Set on this exciting episode of Superstars with Cards. The Classics. The Rookies. The Legends. Wrestling cards are back. Bigger than ever. Gaming News Empire presents Superstars on Cards. Alright folks, today on Superstars on Cards, we're going to be taking a look at the 1990 Classic World Wrestling Federation History of WrestleMania card set. One of my favorite card sets of all time, has the classic WrestleMania logo printed everywhere in these cards, and tons of classic old school WrestleMania moments. So stay tuned and get ready for another awesome, exciting episode of Superstars on Cards. But first, let's head over to the Wrestle Vessel for the top wrestling cards of the week. It's time for another Wrestle Vessel report. Top wrestling cards of the week.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 3, and I'm glad here to give you guys another cards of the week here for Gaming Palooza and everything like that. And I know Afshock's going to go over with you guys today some 1990 wrestling cards, so I'm going to go over some of the 1990 WWF Classic cards. Not sure if you guys are familiar with some of those. Here's a few of them though. We got Ravishing Rick Rude, The Ultimate Warrior, and Demolition. This is actually signed by Axe. I sent away to him through the mail, and he signed it for me. So that's a pretty cool one, signed by Axe. More of these cards. I got Jake the Snake Roberts. He signed it for me as well. So there's his autograph on the card. That was also through the mail. I remember he signed that. I think I mailed that actually on a Christmas day, and he gave it back to me within like 10 days or something like that. So that was pretty cool a couple years ago. Jake the Snake Roberts. Good autograph to have. Ted DiBiase. We got Andre the Giant, the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, the Mighty Hercules, and let's see if you can tell who he's facing. I can't tell. Sensational Sherry, Mr. Perfect, the Model Rick Martel. Another one I got signed. Tito Santana signed that one for me. I wrote to him and he signed it. Very cool guy. He lives out here in Jersey, about an hour from me actually. He his wife's got like a hair salon place or something like that. Alright, this one's signed too, but it's like signed in pen, so it's really small. Mr. Fuji, as you can see right there in the corner, Mr. Fuji. We got another signed one. I wrote to Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart at that Hogan Beach Shop place or whatever. He signed this for me. Another one signed, Brother Love. We got Akeem the African Dream, Bad News Brown. Another one autographed to me, the Honky Tonk Man. A lot of these guys, pretty cool, man. They sign these things for me, so it's awesome. We got the Rockers. Coco Beware signed for me as well. Bobby the Brain Heenan. We got Dino Bravo with Jimmy Hart. Greg Valentine signed this one for me, so they're a cool one. Slick. And Bret Hart signed this one for me. I think he's wrestling Jerry Allen in that one. We got Barry Horowitz. He signed that one. And Jesse Ventura signed this one for me. We got Elizabeth, Brutus Beefcake, Dusty Rhodes, and on the back, he's facing Boris Zukov. I actually got Boris to sign the back of that, so that's pretty cool. All right, couple more. We got Tito Santana against Mr. Perfect. Tito Santana signed that. We got Lanny Poffo against might be Jim Powers, but just Lanny signed this. Lanny Poffo, the genius. Virgil. Another autograph one. Haku signed this for me. Rugged Ronnie Garvin signed that one for me. We got Hogan, another Hogan. Hillbilly Jim signed it for me. Barry Windham as the Widowmaker. Classy Freddie Blassie made a classic one of him. Just a couple more, guys. We're good. All right, we got another Bret Hart autograph one right here. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Smash signed this one. Demolition Smash. He's against Iron Mike Sharp there. Can't really see this one, just a little dark. With Paul Roma signed here. He's wrestling Boris Zukov. And again, Boris signed the back again for me. Just getting the dusty one. All right, Hulk Hogan. Miss Elizabeth. Another Hogan. And a cool Big Boss Man like logo kind of card. So that's some of those cards of 1990 here, the WWF Classics. And I know after I go over the tops ones with you. So let's take it back down to the Aftershock in the studios in New York.
All right, thank you, Wrestle, for that video. That was an awesome selection of wrestling cards right there. And now we're moments away from seeing the 1990 History of WrestleMania Classic card set right here. So let's head over to Dan Morning from Wrestling with Cards and get some interesting facts about this card set. Live from the Wrestling Card Control Center. Wrestling with Cards' very own Zan Morning.
What's up, wrestling fans? I'm Zan from Wrestling with Cards on YouTube. You know, when you think of wrestling, when you think of the WWF, usually the first thing that comes to mind is Hulk Hogan, right? Everybody grew up loving Hulk Hogan if you are a kid in the 80s and 90s. But the next thing that people usually associate with the WWF and wrestling is WrestleMania. WrestleMania, the Super Bowl of wrestling for many, and it's considered really its own brand at this point. Today's wrestling card set is the 1990 classic History of WrestleMania set. The cards featured in this set have images spanning from WrestleMania 1 through WrestleMania 6, which is the last WrestleMania before these cards were produced. In fact, there's only 5 cards in this set, and they're the last 5 cards in the checklist that feature actual wrestler static images like a traditional trading card. All the other cards in this set feature live action shots from all the past WrestleManias, 1 through 6. Another fun fact, politics aside, future WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump made a surprise cameo in the crowd, which you can see in several cards. If you're a fan of WrestleMania, especially 80s style WrestleManias, you grew up watching that stuff, you're going to want to stick around and check out all the cards in this set in this video. And when you're done watching this video, make sure to head over to my channel on YouTube, Wrestling with Cards, for even more great wrestling card content. Enjoy this video.
Alright, we're going to be taking a look at the World Wrestling Federation Classic 1990 History of WrestleMania card set. Now this card set is 150 cards, and it contains images from several of the first set of WrestleManias. So I want to say the first 5 or 6 WrestleManias. And here we go. We're going to turn the page. This is definitely during the height of the World Wrestling Federation. And we have images from the first WrestleMania right here. We have Greg the Hammer Valentine and Junkyard Dog, Tito Santana. We have Hulk Hogan right here on the top, doing a great pose right there. And we have a Battle Royal that's happening right here. I believe all 3 of the center cards right here are Battle Royals. The Battle Royal that occurred. Now that's actually WrestleMania 2 right here, because I can see the WrestleMania 2 ring apron. And the crowd right here, that kind of looks like WrestleMania 3, because that's a pretty big crowd. It looks like an outdoor crowd. But I can't quite make out. Let me see here. It's WrestleMania 2 actually, okay. So we have Let's see who we have here. We have another Battle Royal card right here. It looks like we have Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And let's see, Tito Santana's on this card right here. And we have another Greg the Hammer Valentine right there on top. And we have Hogan holding his legendary belt. I believe, which WrestleMania is that? Is that WrestleMania 2? Okay. So that's WrestleMania 2, but that belt is definitely very memorable for WrestleMania 3. So that belt came out in '86. That's a great world title right there. Here's a little close-up look at that world title. That's probably one of the best designed world title belts. I'm going to try to get a little bit closer so I can see these cards a little bit better. Now we have the legendary Macho Man versus George the Animal Steel match right there, and also that match is taking place on this card. We have the King Kong Bundy versus Hulk Hogan match in the blue shark cage, the World Wrestling Federation shark cage, blue cage. That's very famous. You can see it right there, and I believe that was the debut of that cage. First time it was ever used, and that cage became very, very iconic, and it was used now the WrestleFest video game as well as Steel Cage Challenge, the game that we were actually playing earlier. And we have Andre the Giant as a babyface wearing yellow trunks. We have Slick. We have Roddy Piper, and that's definitely the Pontiac Silverdome. That's definitely WrestleMania 3. And yep, so we're heading to WrestleMania 3. I'm a little bit more familiar with WrestleMania 3 than WrestleMania 2 and 1. Alright, we have the Ultimate Showdown right there. We got Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. We have the Hart Foundation versus the British Bulldogs right here. And we have the same exact match happening right here. We have Danny Davis being chucked outside the ring. And it looks like we have, you see, who do we have here? I believe that's Slick getting beat up by somebody. Is that Tito Santana? Let's find out. It is Tito Santana, correct. And that is a great screenshot photo of the Pontiac Silverdome. It's pretty much proving that it's a legitimate 93,000 people. Now, of course, not all 93,000 people paid to actually attend that event. But what people fail to realize is that they dispute the attendance, but the Super Bowl that was at the same exact venue around the same time, the whole outskirts of this stadium right here holds like 80-something thousand people. So of course, this right here, all those people on the floor and sitting around this area right here, that's 93,000 people for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. And then we have a Honky Tonk Man and Jake the Snake Roberts. We have that legendary match with Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Adrian Adonis. We have Hogan rolling out on one of those WrestleMania 3 carts holding up his belt. And I do remember, I believe it was WrestleMania 3, when Roddy Piper came out, I guess that cart broke down, so he walked the whole aisle by himself instead of being rolled down to the ring. And we have the slam happening right here. Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. And there is 150 cards in this deck, so we better keep going here. Andre the Giant, Hogan. We have more. We have a what is it? Looks like a Macho Man and Andre the Giant. This is WrestleMania 4, that's for sure. We have Macho Man and Ted DiBiase. We have Macho Man being choked out by Ted DiBiase. I had to take a closer look at that. We have Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man celebrating the ending of their match right there, and that's when Macho Man won the Winged Eagle World Title. And that's like the first time in quite a long time that we had another WWF superstar becoming the world champion. Hogan was champion for a very long time, like 5 or 6 years. And then once again, we have Macho Man celebrating right there. We have Andre the Giant being hit in the head with a chair. We have Ted DiBiase interfering with the match, smashing the chair in the back of Hogan. And of course right here we have Hogan beating away at the Giant right there, Andre the Giant. And so far, the aesthetics and the card design, the layout of these cards are really nice. I love the old school WrestleMania logo. I love the classic logo with the WWF logo on the top. These cards are some of my favorite cards from back then. Definitely a really, really nice set of World Wrestling Federation cards. I like them better than the 85 cards and the 87 cards. I think they look better. And moving right along, we have more Hogan cards and Andre the Giant cards. More Hogan cards right here. Hogan celebrating his victory. And Brutus the Rubber Beefcake cards. 3 of them right here. And we have, I believe that's Can-Am Connection and Demolition. Let's find out if that's correct. So, Rick Martel. Alright. Strike Force, okay. I remember Strike Force. It's been such a long time. Alright, who do we have here? We have more Demolition. We have, it looks like Jake the Snake Robber being choked out. We have Ultimate Warrior right there. And I believe he's battling Hercules, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yep, that's Hercules. And then we have Macho Man, and it looks like Greg the Hammer Valentine. We have Hulk Hogan. Another Macho Man card right there, being tossed suplex. We have Ted DiBiase and Virgil checking on Andre the Giant. And we have a celebration between Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. And Hogan is holding up the that little foam, little finger thing. And I believe that might be a Macho Man merchandise right there that he's holding up. And it looks like we have the one-man gang beating the crap out of Macho Man. And that all happened at WrestleMania 4. WrestleMania 4 was quite busy. There's a lot of stuff going on there. And we have the Ultimate Warrior. Looks like he's beating the crap out of Hercules Hernandez. Ted DiBiase. I'm actually going across this way now. So I shouldn't do that. We should start off over here first. Right here we have, let's see here, 20,000 fans in attendance at the New Jersey Trump Plaza. So that's the Trump Plaza venue right there. Definitely a great looking venue. So all these cards are from like around WrestleMania 4. Various different cards featuring Don Morocco. We got the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. We have a, looks like a Battle Royal right here. And the one thing I liked about WrestleMania 4 was that huge WrestleMania 4 banner that they had hanging up in the arena. It's quite nice. And right here we have all WrestleMania 4 still. And one of the most iconic moments that I remember is when Bad News Brown and Bret Hart were in that Battle Royal, and Bret Hart smashed that huge trophy straight to the ground and broke it into many pieces. Anyway, we have also this one right here. When Ultimate Warrior beat Hercules Hernandez, he actually swung that chain around, and it was absolutely insane. That was another great moment during that WrestleMania. And once again, we have more shots of Bad News Brown winning the trophy, and Bret Hart was not having it, and he smashed that trophy straight to the ground. And what else do we have here? We have Demolition. Also, we have Virgil right here being nailed by somebody. We have Bret the Hitman Hart doing his famous elbow drop from the second rope. And some great WrestleMania cards right here. Now, once again, the design on these cards, this is WrestleMania 5 that we're on, by the way. So now we're in WrestleMania 5. And in WrestleMania 5, there's tons of great cards, and each WrestleMania during that time, they almost look the same. They have the same exact rope, same ring, same everything. And I kind of like that. I kind of like the way the old school WWF arenas looked back then. It was nice, clean, nothing too crazy. And you have many different stars featured on these cards right here. You have Bad News Brown. You even have Bobby the Brain Heenan down here. You have Mr. Perfect. And it looks like the Blue Blazer. Is that the Blue Blazer? Let's find out. That is the Blue Blazer, so technically that's Owen Hart. And you have Bret the Hitman Hart, Honky Tonk Man. There's a lot of different superstars on these cards. You have Akeem, the African Dream, one of the funniest, crazy wrestling gimmicks from back then. I'm not sure how they got away with it, but it was pretty funny. Right, you have the Bushwhackers. You have, of course, the Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan main event right there, where Hogan beat the Macho Man for the world title. And that might not be exactly the most favorite cards out of the deck, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Macho Man fans out there that got pissed off about that. But here we go. We have the showdown between the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan right there. And we even have some rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. And I believe that this is the match where Akeem went to go Irish whip up against the rope and he fell straight out of the ring on his head. I'm pretty sure it is WrestleMania 5. And we even have a Rick Rude and Ultimate Warrior match happening right here in the center. Completely forgot about that match. That match was interesting. And we have a great card featuring the Ultimate Warrior and Rick Rude right here on top. They're doing some sort of submission hold. And we have a great drop kick by Rick Rude right there on the top. That's a great drop kick, right in the face. Then we have a Ted DiBiase card down here where he's holding the $1 million belt. And I heard that that belt legitimately costed a lot of money to actually make that belt. I'm not exactly certain the exact cost, but I know it was definitely in the thousands. Now, it probably didn't cost millions to make that belt, but it was definitely in the thousands for sure. Now, one card that sticks out on this page, and we are in WrestleMania 6. That Macho Man card right there, that Macho Man card is really nice. And this WrestleMania took place over in Canada. This was Toronto Skydome. This was definitely a huge WrestleMania. Definitely one of the best WrestleManias of all time. You have the Hart Foundation, Dino Bravo's on here. You even have a Sapphire and Dusty Rhodes. And of course, you see the Rockers. You have the match that was banned on Peacock for WWE Network. Bad News Brown and Roddy Piper. You can see him just painted half black right there. That match is banned, which I don't necessarily agree with, but you know, it's 2021. Everybody's overly sensitive about things. And we have Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus the Genius. Akeem with the Big Boss Man. And then of course we have the legendary match, Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. And that's featured on several cards here on the bottom. And of course the outcome of that match, I bet most people that were watching it live on pay-per-view thought for sure that Hogan was going to win, but guess what? The Ultimate Warrior pulled through and he won. Then we have Rhythm and Blues. We got the Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine coming out on the pink Cadillac. And I remember seeing that entrance. The entrance was pretty cool. We have Rick Rude pinning, looks like Jimmy Snuka. And we have Rhythm and Blue right here performing in the ring with their guitars. And we also have, looks like Demolition holding up the tag titles. And we have Andre the Giant turning babyface, beating the crap out of Bobby Heenan. Look at that. Mr. Perfect right there. And we have Ming, or you might want to call him, I don't know. Let's see what he was called back then. I remember Ming as Ming, but let's see here. Haku. He was known as Haku back then. In WCW, he was known as Ming. And then, of course, he had the Warrior pinning Hulk Hogan, and then we have Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and we have the Warrior shaking the ropes right there. That is a great card. That's probably one of the best Warrior cards of all time. Then we have the Bushwhackers, the Rockers, and Dusty Rhodes. And that is 150 cards in this deck, this WrestleMania 1990 card set. Definitely one of the best classic wrestling card sets of all time. I would definitely compare it to the 91 WCW card set, which is also one of the best. This is the best, in my opinion, the best old school WWF card set. As far as the aesthetics and the looks go. And just for a bonus, here we go. We have WrestleMania 7 coming soon. Superstars and Stripes Forever. This is an advertisement. It's a little contest thing. You sign up for that, and who knows? You might win a trip to WrestleMania 7. There's WrestleMania 7 merchandise. The first 7 first prizes win $700 each. The grand prize wins $7,000 because it's WrestleMania 7. So yeah, don't forget to mail that in and see what happens. You never know. And here's a little preview of what to expect on a future episode of Superstars on Cards. World Wrestling Federation 1993 Wacky Wrestling Topps card set from the United Kingdom. This is something that I was only recently introduced to. I never knew this even existed. But here it is. 1993 Wacky Wrestling Topps card set. Now I know what you're thinking. What's so wacky about it? Well, you're going to have to wait and see on the next future episode of Superstars on Card. Don't forget to check out eWrestlingNews.com for some great wrestling news updates and viewing parties, as well as Wrestling on Cards, as well as Wrestling with Cards YouTube page for some more wrestling card content. Some really, really great stuff on their page, and also the Wrestle Vessels YouTube page for more amazing wrestling content. So stay tuned and have a great day. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know what you think.